Operation Research Module 1 Formulation of Linear Programming Problem. How to formulate LPP? We know that in theory we have studied, first we have to define decision variables. First we have to define decision variables, that is nothing but x1, x2, x3, xn. Till xn we can define. Then after that we have to define objective function, which is consisting of maximization of z or minimization of z. It depends upon profit. If it is profit type of problem, then we have to define it as maximization of z. If it is minimization of z, that is a loss problem is there, then we have to define it as minimization of z. Depending upon loss or profit, we have to define it as minimization of z or maximization of z, that is called as objective functions. Then third one, we have to define the constraint which are related to the particular problem. Constraints are nothing but restrictions which are given for the particular objective function. Then we have to define non-negativity constraint. First we will go for problem, then we will go for number of decision variables which are required for the particular problem. First we'll read the question. A company manufactures two types of products. First one, P1 and P2, and sells them at a profit of rupees 3 on product P1 and rupees 4 on product P2. Each product processes on two machines, M1 and M2. Product P1 requires 2 minutes of processing time on M1 and 3 minutes of processing time on machine M2. While product P2 requires 1 minute on machine M1 and 2 minutes on machine M2. Full stop. The machine M1 is available not more than 7 hours 50 minutes, while machine M2 is available for 9 hours during any working day. Formulate linear programming problem. Now in this problem we have to find out which type of problem, that is maximization or minimization. First you have to study that. Now in this problem it is a profit based. When profit comes in this problem, that is called as maximization of problem. If there is a profit in the problem, then that is called as maximization of the problem. Objective function should be of maximization. Now we'll define the decision variables. First I have to define the decision variables. How to define these decision variables? It depends upon number of products. Two types of products are there, that is P1 and P2. First I will define X1. We have to define X1. This X1 value corresponding to the product P1. First variable we have defined. Then we have to define X2. X2 variable corresponding to the P2 product. So there are two products are there, P1 and P2. For that two products we have defined two decision variables. Two variables, that is X1 and X2 respectively for P1 and P2 have defined. After defining these decision variable, we have to define objective function. Next we have to define objective function. This objective function depending upon profit. If loss is there in the problem, then that is minimization. If it is a profit based problem, then you have to define it as maximization of that you have to write max of z, it is equal to. Then you have to find how much profit you have been obtained in the problem by selling P1 and P2 or whatever it may be. P1 and P2 are the product, and sells them at a profit of rupees 3 on product P1 and rupees 4 on product P2. This will become the objective function. Whatever the profit which we have observed or we got from the P1 and P2 is called as maximization of z, that is rupees 3 on product P1. For P1 we have defined X1. Because of that it is 3X1. Rupees 3 on product P1. For P1 we have defined X1. Next, rupees 4 on product P2. P2 we have defined as X2 plus 4X2. 3 on product P1, 4 on product P2. We have defined the product P1 as X1 variable, P2 as X2 variable. Because of profit, this is called as max of Z. Maximization of Z is equal to profit is 3 on product P1 plus 4 on product P2. This is called as objective function. Then we have to define constraints or restrictions. For constraints, we have to form a table. In some problem, there is a table. In some problem, there is no tables required. In this problem, we'll check whether a table is required or not for restrictions. After P2, each product processed on 2 machines. Each products are processing on 2 machines, M1 and M2. So we'll make a table here. M1 and M2 are the 2 machines. Right. Now, product P1 requires, now products P1 will go, P1 requires product, P1 requires 2 minutes on processing time on M1. Products in minutes, 2 minutes on M1, right. Product P1 requires 2 minutes on processing time on M1 and 3 minutes processing time on M2. 3 minutes on M2. P1 on machine 1 requires 2 minutes. P1 on M2 requires 3 minutes to complete. Then there is a product P2. While product P2 requires 1 minute on M1. 1 minute on M1 and 2 minutes on M2. On M2 it requires 2 minutes to complete on M2. And the M1 is available. This M1 is available time in terms of minutes. So M1 not more than 7 hours 50 minutes. 7 hours 50 minutes is nothing but 7 into 60 plus 50. That is 7 hour 50 minutes. So total 420 plus 50, that is equal to 470 minutes. So M1 is available 7 hour 50 minutes. I converted into minutes, that is 470. Then the machine M2 is available for 9 hour, 9 into 6. That is equal to 540 minutes. So that is equal to 540 minutes. So this is given in hours. I have converted this into minutes, right? 540 minutes. Right. Next, constraint. We have to define the constraint for particularly M1 and M2. 2 P1, that is nothing but 2X1 plus P2, that is X2. Only one is there. P2 is nothing but X2 I have defined. And whenever maximization of Z is there, for that I have to define less than equal to sign. Whenever in the problem profit based or maximization of Z is there, then for constraint I have to take less than equal to sign, that is equal to 470. Second constraint, 3 P1 is nothing but X1 plus 2 P2 is nothing but X2, 2X2 less than or equal to 540. So these are the two constraints we got. These are the constraints for this objective function. These are the two constraints. Finally, we have to define non-negativity constraint. Those are called as X1, X2 should be greater than equal to 0. This is called as non-negativity constraint. These are called as non-negativity constraints. Non-negativity is nothing but always x1 and x2, the product should not be in negative form. Always product should be in positive form, that is called as non-negativity constraints. So this is one problem. It contains decision variables, objective function, constraints, and then non-negativity constraints. These four should be defined for particular problem. Then we'll go for next type of problem. The second problem, a small scale industry produces three rubber products. A small scale industry produces three rubber products. These products are processed on three different machines. These products processed on three different machines. The time required to manufacture 1 unit of each of three products and the daily capacity of the three machines are given in the table. So there are three rubber products which are passing through three different machines. That is given in the data is given in the table. That is M1, M2, M3, three machines, P1, P2, P3 as three products, and total available time for particular machine is given in the table. Now, it is required to determine the daily number of units to be manufactured for each product. The profit is given, means it is a maximization type of problem. The profit per unit for the product 1, 2 and 3 are rupees 4, rupees 3, rupees 6. This is the objective function respectively, and then formulate the LPP. This is the problem. As per the rules, we have to define first we have to define decision variables. First we have to define the decision variables. So different decision variables are depending upon number of products or number of machines, depending upon the given problem. In this, three products are given, so that x1 we have to define corresponding to the product P1. Next we'll define x2 variables, the same corresponding to the product P2. Then x3 variable corresponding to the product P3. So three products are there, three variables we have defined. Then after defining the decision variable, we have to define objective function. That is very important. After completion of decision variable, always we have to go for objective function. So what is objective function? Now this objective function depends upon, already told, depending on complete problem. If there is a profit in the problem, then that is called as maximization of that. If there is a loss or the cost, then that is called as minimization of problem. Here the objective function is max of z. Maximization of z. Z is nothing but indication of objective function. It is denoted as z. Now, profit per unit for the product 1 is rupees 4. Product 1, P1, we are defined as x1. So that 4 rupees 4 x1 plus profit for second, that is P2, is rupees 3. For P2 we are defined as x2. 2x2. So 3x2. Right. Then rupees 6 for product 3 plus 6x3. 4, 3, 6. 4, 3, 6. X1 is a product P1, X2 is product P2, X3 is product P3. So this is the objective function. Max of z, it depends upon profit. Then we have to define constraints. So decision variable is over, objective function is over. Then we have to define constraint. So now constraints consisting of three machines will have directly three constraints. First constraint, so 2 P1 as x1, P2 as x2, P3 as x3. 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 2x3 less than or equal to 440. 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 2x3 less than or equal to 440. Why less than equal to? It is a max of z. If it is minimization of z, then it is greater than or equal to. This is first constraint. Second constraint, 4x1 plus, there is no x2, leave is 3x3. 4x1 plus 3x3 less than or equal to 420. Then 2x1 plus 5x2 less than or equal to 430. This is second constraint, this is third constraint. So then finally x1, x2, x3 always greater than equal to 0. Why greater than equal to? There is no negative products. Because of that, this should be greater than equal to 0. These are called as non-negativity constraints. So this is the answer. We'll go for next problem. That is third problem. Right. We'll go for third problem. A medicine manufacturer produces or proposes to prepare a production plan for medicine A and B. A medicine manufacturer proposes to prepare a production plan for medicine A and B. So medicine A and B. A and B are the products now. X1 and X2 are the two variables we have to define. It is clear now. There are sufficient ingredients to make 30,000 bottles of medicine A. So please understand this. From here to here, you will get one constraint. And from here, 50,000 of bottles of medicine B. Here, you will get one constraint. I will explain it in the problem. But there are only 40,000 of bottles into which either of the medicine can be filled. From here, one more constraint we will get. Further, it takes 4 hours and 3 hours respectively to prepare enough material to fill 1000 bottles of medicine A and B respectively. One more constraint we will get here. And there are only 70 hours are available. Only available hours are 70. The profit is rupees 9 and rupees 6 per bottle of the medicine A and B respectively. Now we'll have solution for this problem. Now we have to define decision variables. So two products are there. Define the decision variable. First, I will define the decision variable. These decision variables depending upon number of products A and B. So X1 is the variable corresponding to A. X2 is a variable corresponding to B. Now we have defined variables. After that, we have defined objective function. So objective function always it depends upon profit or loss. Now it is having a profit, means max object. Directly to write max object if it is a profit type. Then profit is around rupees 9 and rupees 6 per bottle of medicine A and B respectively. For 9A, 6B. That is A is nothing but 9x1 plus 6x2. 9x1 plus 6x2. That is the objective function. Then we have to define the constraints. First you have to define, always you have to follow the procedure. First you have to define decision variables, then go for objective function, then go for constraints. Now we have to define the constraints. In this problem, the medicine and B is over. There are sufficient ingredients to make 30,000 bottles of medicine A. Sufficient ingredients are available to produce a medicine A. Medicine A is nothing but X1. X1 is less than or equal to 30,000. Is it clear? X1 is less than or equal to 30,000. That is nothing but sufficient ingredients to make 30,000 bottles of medicine A. There are sufficient ingredient is available to prepare only 30,000 bottles of medicine A. Because of that, this is one complete restriction. Please keep that in mind. Restriction to the medicine A. Next is 50,000 restriction to the medicine B. So X2 less than or equal to 50,000. The second, it is restricted for the medicine B. Is it clear? Then next constraint, either of medicine can be filled. Either of the medicine means A or B, A and B. 40,000 of bottles into which either of the medicine can be filled. That is nothing but X1 plus X2 less than or equal to 40,000. That is nothing but either of the medicine can be filled. A can also be filled, B can also be filled. A plus B can be filled. How much? 40,000 bottles with X1 and X2 can be filled. That is this 40,000 of bottles into which either of the medicine can be filled. That is the meaning of this sentence. This makes one constraint. Right. Further it takes 4 hours and 3 hours. Further it takes 4 hours. It is a hour. These are the related to medicine. Medicine constraint. Right. The last one, hour constraint. It takes 4 hours, that is 4x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 4. It takes 4 hours and 3 hours respectively to prepare enough material to fill 1000 bottles of medicine A and B respectively. And there are only 70 hours are available. This is a time restriction. See clear? 4x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 70. 4 hours, 3 hours, 70 hours. So total 4x1 plus 3x1 less than or equal to 70. This is the time restriction. Last but the least, x1 comma x2 greater than or equal to 0. That is nothing but non-negativity constraint. So this is how you have to solve formulation of LPP.